Hey guys, it's Thursday, April 4th, so that means it's VEDA day number 4, and as you know, this week I've been reviewing comics. I'm going to continue doing that throughout the month, but this week I've been on a bit of a theme. I took a break yesterday, Wednesday, for New Comic Book Day, which I've put up by now, so check that one out. But my theme this week has been talking about one of my all-time favorite series, Ultimate Spider-Man. And I'm going to throw up a little spoiler warning. You guys should just safely assume that every, one of these videos is going to have some kind of a spoiler because I've got to talk about plot and content of these comics in order to review them. But this one's kind of a big one. It's Ultimate Spider-Man 160, also known as The Death of Spider-Man. Yes, this is the end of the run of Peter Parker as Spider-Man. And it's a really good issue. It's a very emotional issue. Not just because, we lose Peter Parker, and not just because we see that really good storyline mostly come to an end. It's really emotional and really impactful because the whole series, this issue gives the whole series and Peter Parker himself some sort of vindication. Where at the end of the day, he dies protecting the people he loves. And in a very emotional moment, he kind of turns to his enemy and says, I did it, I did it. And one of the covers that I don't unfortunately have, I really wish I did, there's a really beautiful moment where Uncle Ben is ushering him into a white void and saying, you did well, kid. I really love this issue. I really love this story arc. It was kind of hard to sit through, and I was kind of nebulous about whether or not... I was nervous about whether it was going to be good or not, but I really enjoyed it because it made the whole series... It gave a good ending to it, but it also made it feel like this was a good life. This is a life well spent, and even though he died tragically and very young, he was a hero to the end, and he did everything he could for everybody. I mean, he made the ultimate sacrifice, pun intended, not really. He made the ultimate sacrifice I don't know, it's I want to say it's hard to speak about, but it's not. It's one that you've really got to read. It really helps if you've read the entire scope of the series, but there's a very, very moving story in this, and actually there's a really good YouTube video where they've animated many of the panels and put voice actors into the roles of, the different characters, and they did a really good job of it, and it really drives home the emotion of watching someone's final moments when he's done everything he can to protect not just the people he loves, but the people of New York and other heroes as well, fighting to the bitter end, doing everything he can, and it was really awesome. And there was a series that followed this that kind of tied up the loose ends of that volume of the Ultimate Universe, and everybody kind of, all the different heroes and the different characters who were kind of touched by Peter Parker's life and his career as Spider-Man kind of got a moment to kind of reflect upon what he meant to them and how he impacted them and the importance of him upon everybody. And, he was one of the first to kind of step out and do something, do something important, do something helpful. And I thought the whole thing, like, I can't separate this series and the follow-up series in my mind. It's one really good cohesive story that really brings it all together and kind of ties a really nice bow on it. I'm pretty sure these are in trade. I'm pretty sure you can find them out there. It might be a little hard, but it's a really good story to read. It's a really good closing to... And it's so rare to get that kind of closure on a series, especially in comics where, a series can be canceled at any moment and, they try and give them endings, but they're not usually great, or because they want to continue things sometime down the road, it's kind of left open-ended. And I guess this could be left open-ended. There could be more to it. And, I mean, we definitely saw that they've continued the series without Peter Parker, but for all intents and purposes, this is probably the best ending I could imagine for a Spider-Man story. So I'm going to wrap this up and just say that it's definitely a good read. It's one I would definitely recommend. And I hope you guys have a good night. I will see you tomorrow with another comic. Not going to tease with what it is. You'll have to find out, I guess. So, good night, guys.